Take your hand off her ledger. Matteo Bellandi's tattooed palm struck the banquet table hard enough to rattle the champagne glasses, and every conversation inside the Bellrose ballroom died at once. Audrey Callahan stood 3 feet away with red wine drying on the cuff of her borrowed dress, wondering how the most dangerous man in the room knew the secret she had spent 6 months trying to prove. Matteo did not raise his voice. He didn't need to. Black ink climbed from beneath his open collar along the left side of his neck, matching the charcoal lines across his hand and fingers. His dark hair was combed back, his black suit perfectly still against the movement of nervous guests around him. Across the table, Audrey's father slowly removed his hand from the leather accounting book. "This is a family matter," Charles Callahan said. Matteo's eyes stayed on him. "Then why does your daughter's name appear on a debt she never signed?" Audrey felt the room tilt. A string quartet continued playing near the marble staircase, but the music sounded distant now, buried beneath the rush of blood in her ears. Her ribs ached inside the dress Vanessa had loaned her, 2 sizes too small and chosen, Audrey suspected, to remind everyone which sister belonged in rooms like this. The ballroom smelled of gardenias, expensive tobacco, roasted beef, and rain trapped in wool coats. Audrey had spent the first hour standing beside a marble column, trying not to draw attention. It had not worked. Audrey handles filing. Vanessa had told a circle of donors 10 minutes earlier, smiling over the rim of her champagne glass. Numbers confuse her. Honestly, she's useless when anything important happens. Their mother had laughed. Their father had looked away. Audrey had swallowed the insult because she had been swallowing things for years: late payroll notices, supplier threats, missing deposits, and the quiet knowledge that the Callahan hotels were surviving only because she kept moving money between accounts, before anyone noticed how empty they were. But the ledger on the table was different. It contained payments she had never approved and a loan secured under her name. She had copied the records onto a small USB drive and hidden it inside her clutch before leaving home. Now the drive was gone. "I don't know what you think you saw," Charles said, adjusting his cuff links. "Audrey signs documents for the company all the time." "Not this one," Matteo replied. Audrey finally found her voice. "How do you know?" He turned toward her. His gaze was controlled, unreadable, but not dismissive. That alone felt unfamiliar. Most people looked through Audrey, especially when Vanessa was nearby. Matteo looked as though he were measuring every breath she took. "Because the signature is dated March 18th, he said. "You were in Chicago that week negotiating with the hotel workers' insurance carrier." Her father's face changed. Only slightly, but Audrey saw it. "So did Matteo. You check where I was?" she asked. "I check everything connected to my family's money." His eyes moved to her empty clutch, including stolen evidence. Cold spread through Audrey's stomach. Vanessa stepped closer, her perfume sharp with citrus and gin. "What evidence?" Audrey looked at her sister's hand. A tiny silver thread clung to one manicured nail, the same thread lining the inside pocket of Audrey's clutch. Vanessa noticed her staring and curled her fingers into her palm. Matteo noticed that too. He moved 1 step closer to Audrey, placing himself between her and the long table where men from 3 crime families were watching in silence. He did not touch her. He simply blocked the room from closing in. "Your family brought you here to make them look respectable," he said quietly. "But someone in this ballroom used your name to hide a debt worth $4 million. Audrey's throat went dry. "And the USB?" Matteo's tattooed fingers closed around something inside his jacket. "The woman in the green dress took it from your purse." Vanessa went pale. Matteo leaned closer, his voice low enough that only Audrey could hear. "The question isn't whether your family betrayed you, Miss Callahan." He placed the missing USB in her palm and folded her fingers around it. "The question is how far they're willing to go to keep you from opening that file." Audrey closed her fingers around the USB drive, but the cold metal did nothing to steady her pulse. Matteo remained between her and the table, broad shoulders blocking Vanessa from view. The black ink along his left hand disappeared beneath his cuff, then reappeared when he adjusted the front of his suit. "You should leave," he said. Audrey looked up at him. "You just told a room full of people that my family forged my name. And now you want me to leave? I want you somewhere they cannot corner you." That is not the same thing. His dark eyes held hers for a second longer than necessary. He was not used to being challenged. She could tell by the way the men behind him went still. Matteo did not get angry. Somehow, that was worse. "Fine," he said. "Stay close." Vanessa stepped around him before Audrey could answer. Her green dress caught the chandelier light, flawless and expensive, while Audrey's borrowed navy fabric pinched beneath her arms. "Give me the drive," Vanessa whispered. Her smile remained fixed for the guests watching nearby. "You have no idea what you are doing." "Then explain it to me." "Not here." "You took it here." Vanessa's expression hardened. "Dad is trying to save the hotels. You always make everything harder because you need to feel important." Audrey almost laughed. The cruelty was so familiar that it landed with less force than it should have. "You told everyone I was useless." "Because you are useful only when you stay quiet." Matteo turned his head slightly. Vanessa finally seemed to remember who was standing beside them. Her face softened at once. "Mr. Belandi, this is embarrassing." Audrey gets overwhelmed. She has always been sensitive about business matters. She identified 3 false vendor contracts in under a minute, Matteo said. "You introduced yourself as the future head of the company and could not explain one of them." A few guests nearby pretended not to listen. Audrey noticed her father moving toward them with 2 men from the hotel board. Charles wore the same careful smile he used when creditors called. "Matteo, I am sure we can discuss this privately." "We will." Matteo's voice stayed calm. "But first, your daughter is going to answer a question." He looked at Audrey. "Not Charles. Who keeps the original payroll records?" "I do." "Who negotiated the insurance extension in Chicago?" "I did." "Who found the missing deposits?" Audrey hesitated. Her father's stare pressed against the side of her face. "I did." Matteo nodded once. "Then why does everyone in this room believe Vanessa runs the company?" The question struck deeper than the insult had. Audrey looked across the ballroom at the donors, lenders, family friends, and board members who had congratulated Vanessa for decisions Audrey had made at 2 a.m. over stale coffee. Her mother stood near the bar, pale and rigid, refusing to meet her eyes. "Because my family told them she did," Audrey said. The silence around them sharpened. Charles lowered his voice. "That is enough." Matteo's tattooed hand settled on the back of the empty chair beside Audrey. He did not touch her, but the gesture felt protective without becoming possessive. "No," he said. "It is finally becoming interesting." Charles's smile disappeared. "You came here to discuss acquiring the Harbor Street property." "I came to determine whether the Callahan company was badly managed or deliberately stripped." Matteo glanced at Audrey. "Now I know it was both." Audrey's stomach tightened. "You are buying one of our hotels?" "Your father offered it to my family 3 weeks ago." She turned toward Charles. "You said Harbor Street was under renovation." "It was necessary." He snapped. "We needed liquidity." Matteo reached into the inside pocket of his jacket and removed a folded document. The charcoal tattoo at his neck shifted as he looked down. "The sale is not the problem. The collateral is." He opened the paper and placed it in Audrey's hand. Her name appeared beneath a debt agreement for $4 million. The signature looked almost perfect. Almost. Audrey stared at the date. Then at the witness line, Vanessa Callahan. Her sister had not merely stolen the USB. She had signed her name beside the lie. "Audrey," Vanessa said quickly, "we can fix this." Matteo leaned closer, his voice low and even. "Do not answer her yet." Audrey looked at him. Why? Because the people who forged this expected you to discover it tonight. His gaze moved toward the ballroom doors, where a man in a gray suit had just slipped into the hallway. And someone is already leaving to warn the person who owns the real debt. Matteo moved before Audrey could ask another question. He lifted 2 fingers, and one of the men near the ballroom entrance quietly followed the gray-suited stranger into the hallway. No shouting, no scene. Just a look, a nod, and the heavy doors closing behind them. Audrey watched the movement, then looked back at the forged agreement in her hand. The paper felt too smooth, too expensive for something meant to ruin her life. Who owns the real debt? She asked. Matteo's jaw tightened. The charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck shifted above his open collar. That is what I intend to find out. You said someone expected me to discover this tonight. Because panic makes people predictable. He looked toward Vanessa, who stood beside their father with one hand wrapped around her champagne glass. They wanted you frightened enough to sign whatever came next. Audrey's stomach turned. There is something else? Matteo held out his hand. The USB? She did not give it to him. His dark eyes dropped to her closed fist, then returned to her face. You think I'm going to take it? I think everyone in this room wants something from me. For the first time, something almost human passed through his expression. Approval, maybe. Good, he said. Keep thinking that way. He led her toward a narrow door behind the orchestra platform. Audrey felt the room watching them cross the polished floor. She was aware of every step, every pull of the dress against her ribs, every whisper that followed Matteo Belandi and the woman her family had dismissed 10 minutes earlier. The private library beyond the door was cool and dim, lined with old books nobody had opened in years. Rain tapped softly against the windows. The air smelled of leather, dust, and the faint smoke clinging to Matteo's suit. You locked the door, then stepped away from it so she would not feel trapped. Audrey noticed that. She hated that she noticed. There's a laptop in the desk, he said. No wireless connection. Open the files yourself. You trust me near your equipment? No. Matteo removed his jacket and placed it over the back of a chair. Black ink covered part of his forearm beneath the rolled cuff, continuing the same sharp pattern across his hand and fingers. But I trust your fear less than I trust your curiosity. Audrey sat at the desk and inserted the drive. Her fingers trembled once, then steadied as folders appeared on the screen. Payroll records, property transfers, insurance documents. A separate directory labeled A. C. She opened it. Scanned copies of her driver's license. Tax returns, signature samples, even an old employment form filled the screen. Someone had built a complete financial identity around her. They had been preparing this for years. She whispered. Matteo stood behind the chair, close enough for her to feel his presence without him touching her. Keep going. Audrey opened the loan file. $4 million had moved through 3 shell companies before landing in an account tied to Callahan Hospitality. Half disappeared within 48 hours. The remaining balance was transferred into a private fund registered under the Belandi name. Matteo leaned closer. His scent was clean soap, dark coffee, and rain-damp wool. That account is not mine, he said. Could it belong to someone in your family? Yes. The answer came too quickly. Who? My cousin Dominic. The name carried weight, not fear exactly. Something older. Disappointment sharpened into caution. Audrey found another document and stopped breathing. Her father's signature sat at the bottom. Vanessa's appeared as witness. A final line stated that if the debt was not repaid, Audrey Callahan would accept full personal responsibility for fraudulent reporting and unauthorized transfers. They had written her confession before she even knew there was a crime. The room went painfully quiet. Matteo reached past her, not touching, and set a glass of water beside the laptop. Drink. I am not going to faint. I did not say you were. Audrey picked up the glass anyway. The water tasted faintly of metal. Why would Dominic do this? To weaken me? Matteo said. If the debt surfaced under my family's name, I would either protect him or expose a scandal inside my own house. And my family? Disposable cover. Audrey stared at the screen until the letters blurred. Her mother's laugh returned to her. Vanessa calling her useless. Her father telling her not to ask questions. It had never been about protecting her from business. It had been about keeping her close enough to blame. A floorboard creaked outside the library. Matteo's head turned. Every part of him became still. He crossed the room and opened the door without warning. The hallway was empty, but a half-full champagne glass sat on the carpet near the wall. Someone had been listening. Matteo closed the door and looked at Audrey. Your family is not the only one lying tonight. Then the handle moved again from the other side. The handle stopped moving the moment Matteo placed his tattooed hand against the door. He waited, silent, his body angled between Audrey and whoever stood outside. Step away, he said, his voice low enough to make the words feel heavier than a shout. No one answered. A second later, footsteps retreated down the hallway. Matteo opened the door and looked both ways. But the corridor was empty except for the abandoned champagne glass and the soft glow of wall sconces against dark wood. Audrey stood behind the desk, one hand still resting near the laptop. Was that Dominic? She asked. No. Matteo picked up the glass by the stem, studied the pale lipstick mark on the rim, then set it down again. Your sister wears that color. Audrey felt something inside her go cold. Vanessa was listening, or she wanted us to think she was. He closed the laptop, removed the USB, and placed it back in Audrey's palm. We are leaving. What about my family? They are coming with us. 20 minutes later, Audrey sat beside Matteo in the back of a black SUV while rain streaked across the windows. Her father, mother, and Vanessa followed in another car under Belandi escort. Nobody had been asked whether they wanted to come. The city passed in wet ribbons of red brake lights and neon signs. Audrey's dress still pinched beneath her ribs, and her feet ached inside borrowed heels. But the discomfort gave her something simple to focus on. Matteo sat beside her with his jacket folded across one knee. Black ink curled over his forearm and disappeared beneath his shirt cuff. He was watching the road, not her. Where are we going? She asked. Bellandi's, your house? My family's restaurant. Audrey turned toward him. You are taking my parents to dinner? Dinner makes people careless. That sounds reassuring. His mouth moved slightly. Not a smile, but close. You should be worried when I sound reassuring. The Landis occupied the second floor above an old Italian restaurant in the North End. The kind of place with red leather booths, framed black and white photographs, and a host who knew every guest before they gave a name. The private dining room upstairs smelled of tomato sauce, polished wood, wet wool, and expensive tobacco. A long table stretched beneath low amber lights. 12 chairs waited. 2 men stood outside the door and collected every phone before anyone entered. Vanessa protested first. You cannot take my phone. Matteo removed his watch and placed it beside the tray. Then leave. She looked toward the staircase, where another Belandi man stood without speaking. Vanessa handed it over. Audrey sat at Matteo's right. Her father noticed and stopped behind the chair. That seat is usually reserved, Charles said. It is? Matteo replied. Audrey felt every eye move toward her. Her mother sat stiffly across the table, lips pressed into a thin line. Vanessa chose the chair beside her father and folded her hands as though she were attending a board meeting. Salvatore Belandi entered last, broad and silver-haired, carrying the kind of authority that came from being obeyed for decades. He looked at Audrey, then at Matteo. You brought outsiders upstairs. They brought our name into their debt, Matteo said. Plates arrived, but no one ate. Matteo placed the forged agreement in the center of the table. Who signed this? Charles reached for his wine. Audrey did. Matteo looked at Audrey. Did you? Her father's stare landed on her with familiar pressure. Keep the peace. Protect the family. Do not embarrass us. Audrey felt the old answer rise automatically. Then Matteo's tattooed hand settled on the back of her chair. Close but not touching. He did not tell her what to say. He simply made it clear that the room would hear her. No, Audrey said. The single word seemed to change the air. Vanessa gave a small, disbelieving laugh. She signs everything. She probably forgot. I do not forget $4 million. Charles leaned forward. Audrey, this is not the time. It was never the time for me, was it? Her voice shook, but she kept going. Not when payroll was late. Not when the Harbor Street account was emptied. Not when my signature appeared on documents I never saw. Salvatore turned to Matteo. This is a Callahan dispute. We should not be involved. Dominic's account received the money. Matteo said. The older man's face changed. Barely. Audrey caught it anyway. So did Matteo. Charles pushed back from the table. I will not sit here while my daughter invents accusations. Sit down, Matteo said. Charles froze. Matteo did not raise his voice. The charcoal tattoo on his neck shifted as he turned his head. No one leaves until I know who sold her name and who thought my family would cover it. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed the table. A chair scraped hard against the floor. Someone gasped. Then Audrey heard a metallic object strike the wood beside Matteo's place. Audrey moved before anyone else did. She heard the metallic object slide across the table, heard Matteo's chair scrape back, and saw a pale flash of emergency light spill through the doorway. A man in a server's jacket was coming toward Matteo from the far side of the room, one hand hidden beneath a folded linen napkin. Audrey did not think. She grabbed the silver serving tray beside her and shoved it hard across the table. It struck the man's arm, knocked the object away, and sent glasses tipping into the dark. Someone shouted. Vanessa screamed. Chairs dragged across the floor as Matteo's men closed in. The struggle ended quickly, without spectacle, leaving only broken glass, heavy breathing, and the sharp smell of spilled wine. Matteo turned to Audrey at once. Are you hurt? I am fine. Your hand. She looked down. A thin line of blood crossed her palm where a glass stem had broken against her skin. It was not serious, but Matteo's expression changed as though the room had narrowed to that single cut. He took her wrist carefully, his tattooed fingers warm against her skin. Kitchen, he said. Now, Matteo, we still have questions, and you are bleeding on my floor. It is a scratch. Then you can argue while I clean it. He led her through the swinging door behind the dining room. The kitchen staff had been cleared out, leaving stainless steel counters, hanging copper pans, and the fading scent of garlic and roasted tomatoes. Matteo turned on the faucet and guided Audrey's hand beneath cool water. He did not hold her tightly. He kept one palm beneath hers, steady and patient, while the red washed away. Up close, she could see more of the charcoal ink traveling from his fingers beneath his cuff. She also noticed that his left hand moved with a slight stiffness, as though an old injury had never healed properly. You saw him before I did, he said. He was watching you, not the table. That does not explain why you stepped between us. Audrey looked at the water running over her palm. I was the only one close enough. That was not an answer. It is the answer you are getting. Matteo reached for a clean towel and wrapped it around her hand. His touch remained controlled, but his jaw was tight. Do not do that again. Save you? Risk yourself because everyone else froze. Audrey looked through the small kitchen window. Her father stood in the dining room arguing with Salvatore. Her mother comforted Vanessa. Not one of them had asked whether Audrey was all right. I have been cleaning up after people who freeze my entire life, she said quietly. Matteo followed her gaze. Something in his face softened, then disappeared. One of his men entered carrying a brass key and a card found on the false server. This belongs to the Mercer Street warehouse, he said. Matteo looked at the emblem stamped into the card. Dominic controls that property. Salvatore appeared behind him. That proves nothing. Half the family has access. The man came into my restaurant under your guest list. Matteo replied. Salvatore's eyes shifted toward Audrey. Then send the woman home. This is Belandi business now. Audrey pulled her hand from Matteo's and stood straighter. The borrowed dress still pressed painfully against her ribs, but she no longer felt small inside it. My forged signature financed this, she said. That makes it my business. Salvatore gave a humorless laugh. You do not understand what you are standing inside. I understand missing money. I understand false accounts. And I understand that somebody expected me to take the blame. Matteo looked at her for a long moment. My house is secure, he said. You will stay there tonight. That sounds like an order. It is an offer with very limited alternatives. I am not hiding while you decide what happens to my name. The room went quiet again. Matteo stepped closer, black ink visible along his neck above the open collar of his shirt. Then you work with me, he said. But once people believe you are under my protection, they will treat you like part of my world. Audrey held his gaze. Will that keep me safe? No. His voice dropped. It will make them afraid to come close. Matteo's house sat above the city behind a stone wall and a line of wet black trees. But it did not look like the palace Audrey expected. There were no gold gates, no marble statues, no crowd of servants waiting beneath chandeliers. The place was old brick, dark glass, and quiet rooms built around a view of the river. By the time they arrived, it was almost 4 a.m. Rain tapped against the windows, and Audrey's feet ached so badly that every step across the hardwood felt like a small punishment. Matteo removed his coat near the door. The charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck disappeared beneath his open collar, while the ink across his hands remained visible as he loosened his cuffs. Guest room is upstairs, he said. Second door on the right. Audrey looked down at her borrowed dress. Do your guest rooms come with clothes that are not trying to break my ribs? He glanced at the tight seam near her side. There are clean shirts in the laundry room. They will be too large. At this point, that sounds luxurious. A faint shift touched his mouth. Then it was gone. He led her into the kitchen instead. It was warmer than the rest of the house, with worn wooden cabinets, copper pans, and a small radio playing quietly near the sink. A gray cat sat outside the back door beneath the awning, staring through the glass. Matteo opened a cabinet, removed a can of food, and set it in a dish on the porch. Audrey watched him. You feed stray cats? This one refuses to accept that it is a stray. That sounds familiar. Matteo looked at her, and for 1 second the tension between them changed. Not softer exactly. More personal. He turned away and started making coffee with an old metal machine that hissed like it resented being awake. You should sleep. You brought the records here. They will still exist after sunrise. My father may not. Matteo's tattooed hand paused over the coffee cup. You think he will run. I think he has spent years surviving by making other people carry the consequences. Audrey took the clean white shirt he handed her and disappeared into the downstairs bathroom. When she returned, the shirt fell to mid-thigh and she had rolled the sleeves several times. Matteo's gaze moved over her once, controlled and brief, then returned to the laptop on the kitchen table. He had removed his jacket and tie. Without them, he looked less polished and more tired. She noticed a pale scar near his left wrist and the stiffness in his hand when he opened the folder. Old injury? She asked. Old mistake. You always answer questions without answering them? Only the ones people have not earned yet. Audrey sat across from him. The kitchen smelled of dark coffee, rain, and the tomato sauce lingering from some earlier meal. They worked through the accounts in silence, stopping only when the numbers led somewhere new. Matteo read slowly. Audrey read twice as fast. At 5:15, she found a series of transfers hidden beneath maintenance expenses for the Harbor Street Hotel. "There," she said. "These payments are not repairs. The vendors do not exist." Matteo leaned over her shoulder. He was close enough that she felt the warmth of him, but he did not touch her. "Where does the money end?" Audrey followed the trail through 3 accounts, then stopped. The final transfer carried Dominic Bellandi's authorization. $400,000 had moved into a private account 2 days before the gala. Another payment had gone to a legal office connected to her father. Dominic paid him, she whispered. "For what?" Audrey opened the attached agreement. Her stomach tightened as she read. "Control of Harbor Street. Full access to the company records. And me, Matteo, went still. Explain. My father agreed to present me as the person responsible for the missing money. Once the audit started, I would take the blame. And Vanessa would inherit the remaining hotels without the debt attached to her name." The kitchen seemed to lose all warmth. Matteo moved around the table and sat across from her. "Your father chose which daughter to sacrifice." Audrey looked down at her bandaged palm. "He chose the one he thought would not fight back." Matteo's expression hardened. He was wrong. She met his eyes. "So was your family. Dominic is not just stealing from you. He is buying desperate families and turning their fear into leverage." Matteo looked toward the rain-dark windows. For the first time, Audrey saw the weight behind his silence. Exposing Dominic would not only threaten his position, it would split the Bellandi family down the middle. "Salvatore will ask you to bury this," she said. "He already has. And what will you do?" Matteo's tattooed fingers closed around his coffee cup. "What I should have done the first time Dominic mistook loyalty for permission." Before Audrey could ask what that meant, Matteo's phone vibrated on the table. He read the message once, then turned the screen toward her. A photograph showed her father entering the Callahan Hotel through a side door just before dawn. Beneath it were 6 words. "Bring the girl, or lose everything." Audrey read the message twice. "Bring the girl, or lose everything." The words were simple, almost casual, and that made them worse. Matteo took the phone back and stood. The black ink across his fingers tightened around the device. "You are staying here." Audrey looked up from the kitchen table. "No, that was not a request. My father is at the hotel. Dominic wants me there. If I stay hidden, they control the story before anyone sees the records." Matteo's jaw flexed. "If you go, they may use you to force my hand." "They already are." She pushed back from the table. The borrowed white shirt fell loosely over her slim frame, and her hair was still pinned from the gala, though several dark strands had come loose around her face. She looked exhausted, but there was nothing fragile in the way she stood. "I have spent my whole life letting my family decide what I could survive," she said. "I am done helping them." By 6:30, Audrey was dressed in a simple black suit Matteo's housekeeper had found in a guest closet. It fit closely enough to look intentional, and for the first time that night, she was wearing clothes chosen for function instead of comparison. Matteo waited by the front door in a fresh black shirt and dark suit, the open collar revealing the charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck. His men stood nearby, quiet and alert. "You stay beside me," he said. "I stay where I can speak." "Audrey, Matteo." One of his men looked down, hiding a reaction. Matteo stepped closer. "You think this is a board meeting?" "No, I think it is a family confrontation, which is usually less honest." His eyes held hers. Then he nodded once, beside me. The Callahan Hotel looked different in the gray morning light. Without gala music and champagne, the lobby felt tired. The marble floors were scuffed near the elevators. A chandelier flickered above the front desk. Employees stood in small groups, whispering as Audrey entered with Matteo. Her father waited inside the main conference room with Vanessa, her mother, 3 board members, and Salvatore Bellandi. Dominic was not there. That made Audrey more nervous than seeing him would have. Charles stood as soon as she entered. You should not have brought him here. Audrey placed a folder on the table. He brought me. You are confused, her mother said. You have not slept. Let us handle this quietly. Quietly is how my name ended up on a $4 million debt. Vanessa folded her arms. You are making this about yourself. Audrey looked at her sister. My signature is on the confession. You sign paperwork all the time. Not from Chicago. Not while you were listed as the witness. Vanessa's face changed. The board members began reading the copies Audrey slid across the table. Payroll transfers, false vendor payments, Dominic's authorization, Charles's agreement to shift responsibility onto Audrey. Her father's voice sharpened. Those documents are incomplete. Then complete them, Audrey said. Tell them who covered payroll when you emptied the operating account. Tell them who negotiated the insurance extension. Tell them who kept Harbor Street open while you were selling it behind everyone's back. No one spoke. Audrey could hear the lobby clock ticking through the glass wall. Charles looked at her with something colder than anger. You were the one who could handle it. The words landed harder than Useless ever had. Vanessa was not built for this pressure. Audrey stared at him. So you chose me because you knew I would survive? I chose the family. No, you chose the daughter you thought would stay quiet. Salvatore turned to Matteo. This has gone far enough. Dominic has offered terms. Hand over the records. Let the Callahans settle their own damage. And the Belandi family avoids a public split. Matteo said nothing. Audrey felt the room waiting for him to protect his name instead of hers. Then he moved to stand directly in front of her, blocking the conference room doors as several unfamiliar men appeared in the lobby. His tattooed hand rested flat against the table. Anyone who touches Audrey Callahan, he said calmly, chooses a side against me. Salvatore's face hardened. You would divide your own family for her? Matteo glanced back at Audrey. No, Dominic divided it when he built his power on betrayal. A phone rang in the center of the table. Charles answered on speaker before anyone could stop him. Dominic's voice filled the room. Dinner tonight. Belandi Club. Bring Audrey and the evidence or neither family leaves this clean. Matteo looked at Audrey. You are not going. She picked up the phone. Yes, she said into the silence. I am. The Belandi Club had no sign above the door. Only a brass number and two men in dark coats standing beneath the rain. At 7:45 that evening, Audrey stepped from Matteo's black SUV wearing the same fitted black suit she had worn to the hotel. Her dark hair pulled into a clean knot. Matteo came around the vehicle before anyone else could reach her. His black shirt was open at the collar, exposing the charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck, while matching ink covered his hands and disappeared beneath his cuffs. You can still leave, he said. Audrey looked at the old brick building. So can you? Not anymore. Then stop asking me to do what you will not. His eyes rested on her face, dark and unreadable. Stay where I can see you. Do not make decisions for me. I am trying to keep you alive. Then help me finish this. Inside, the club smelled of espresso, polished wood, wet wool, and the red sauce being served in the dining room below. Black and white photographs of Belandi men covered the walls, each face carrying the same hard eyes and careful posture. The private room upstairs held one long table beneath amber lights. Dominic sat at the far end with Salvatore beside him. Charles, Vanessa, and Audrey's mother occupied the opposite side. A place had been set for Matteo. There was no chair for Audrey. Dominic smiled when he noticed. This is family business. Audrey placed a thick folder on the table. Then you should have kept my name out of it. Matteo pulled out the chair beside his and waited. Audrey sat because she chose to, not because he ordered her. Dominic watched the gesture with open amusement. You are risking everything for an accountant. Matteo remained standing behind her, one tattooed hand resting on the chair. She found in one night what you hid for 3 years. Dinner arrived, untouched plates of veal, pasta, and bread filling the room with warmth that nobody felt. Dominic offered his terms between sips of wine. Audrey would surrender the USB and accept responsibility for the false transfers. Her family's debt would disappear. Matteo would keep control of the Belandi organization. And no one would speak publicly about the missing money. You wrote my confession before I knew there was a crime. Audrey said. You were convenient, Dominic replied. Her father looked down at his plate. Vanessa said nothing. Audrey opened the folder and passed copies down the table. These are not only Callahan accounts. Dominic took money from Belandi pension funds, neighborhood businesses, and every company desperate enough to trust your name. Salvatore read the first page, then the second. His face slowly hardened. Dominic's smile vanished. She does not understand those records. I understand them well enough to know you use family loyalty as a hiding place. Audrey turned to Matteo. You can remove him and keep everything running the same way. Or you can cancel the forged debts and stop building power by trapping people who cannot fight back. Silence pressed against the walls. Matteo looked at the photographs of his father and grandfather, then at the men waiting for him to protect tradition. Cancel every agreement tied to Dominic's fund, he said. Salvatore stared at him. That will cost millions. Then we will earn it honestly. Dominic stood, but the men near the door did not move for him. They looked to Matteo instead. The decision had already been made. An hour later, the charity gala downstairs was still crowded. Audrey's family tried to leave quietly, but Matteo walked with her into the ballroom before they reached the exit. Charles turned toward the watching guests. Audrey no longer speaks for the Callahan family. Matteo crossed the room and stopped beside her. He did not touch her. Do you want their name removed from your debt? He asked. Yes. Do you want control of the hotel? I want the right to decide its future. Matteo reached inside his jacket and drew out a dark velvet box. The ballroom fell silent. He opened it, revealing an old Belandi ring, but kept it in his own hand. Then decide this too, he said. Audrey Callahan, will you stand beside me, not behind me, and tell me when I'm wrong? Her mother gasped. Vanessa stared. Audrey looked at the ring, then at the tattooed man who had just chosen principle over power. Are you asking because you want to protect me? Matteo's voice softened. I am asking because you are the first person in this room I trust to protect the truth. Audrey lifted her hand, but did not take the ring. Then you will hear my conditions first. Matteo's hidden smile appeared for only a second. I was counting on it. Audrey kept her hand suspended between them while the entire ballroom waited. The Belandi ring rested inside the velvet box. Old gold darkened by generations of men who had treated marriage like another contract. Matteo did not move it closer. He simply waited beneath the chandelier light, the charcoal tattoo along his neck visible above his open collar, matching the ink across the hand holding the box. First, Audrey said, my name comes off every false loan, every confession, and every account I did not authorize. Done. Harbor Street stays open, but the employees get protection before the creditors get paid. A murmur moved through the room. Matteo did not look away from her. Done. I control the financial records. No hidden accounts. No decisions made in my name because you think protection gives you permission. Salvatore shifted near the ballroom doors. Audrey's father stared at her as though she had become a stranger. Matteo closed the ring box. For one painful second, she thought she had asked for too much. Then he placed the box on the table beside them. You missed one condition, he said. Audrey's pulse tightened. What? You tell me when I become the kind of man Dominic was. The room went quiet again, but this silence felt different. It was no longer fear. It was the shock of hearing a powerful man admit that power could corrupt him. Audrey studied his face. Matteo Belandi was still dangerous. He still carried a family name built on silence, obedience, and debts that had outlived the people who created them. Loving him would not make those things disappear. And if you do not listen, she asked, then you leave. With the hotel? With everything that belongs to you. Audrey looked toward her family. Her mother's face had gone pale. Vanessa stood rigid beside Charles, both of them waiting for Audrey to rescue them from the humiliation they had created. For years, she would have done it. She would have softened the truth, paid the bill, signed the form, or accepted the blame because she had confused endurance with love. I will not save you from the consequences, she told her father. Charles opened his mouth, but no answer came. Audrey turned back to Matteo. Then yes, he did not slide the ring onto her finger immediately. Are you certain? I am choosing this, she said. That is not the same as being claimed. Something in his expression broke open, quiet and unguarded. No, he said, it is not. Only then did Audrey extend her hand. Months later, Harbor Street reopened without the velvet ropes and borrowed grandeur that once hid its failing accounts. The lobby smelled of fresh paint, coffee, and rain from guests, shaking out their umbrellas. Employees who had expected layoffs received new contracts instead. The forged debts were canceled, though the decision cost the Belande family millions and fractured alliances that had existed for decades. Matteo lost men who preferred easy power to honest limits. He gained something harder to measure, a family that knew loyalty could not be purchased through fear. Audrey took the office overlooking the river, not because Matteo gave it to her, but because the board voted after she showed them exactly who had kept the company alive. Her name appeared on every document she approved, and nowhere she had not. Matteo still stood beside her at difficult dinners. He still placed himself between her and a threatening room. But he learned to ask before stepping in. She learned that accepting protection did not require surrendering her voice. Their love did not redeem his past or erase the dangers surrounding his name. It forced him to decide over and over what kind of power he wanted to hold. One winter evening, they attended another gala at the Bellrose. Audrey wore a dark blue dress chosen because it fit, not because anyone wanted her to disappear inside it. She paused outside the ballroom doors. Matteo stood beside her in a black suit, tattoos visible at his neck and hands. Do you want me to go in first? He asked. Audrey listened to the music, the laughter, and the clinking glasses beyond the doors. No, she took his hand. We go together. When they entered, the crowd made space, not because Audrey belonged to the most feared man in the room, but because everyone finally understood that he had become a different man by choosing to stand beside her. Power had once meant making people afraid to say no. Audrey taught him that honor began when the person beside you was free to do exactly that. Matteo had protected her from a family willing to sacrifice her. In return, she protected him from becoming a man who believed sacrifice was the same thing as love.